it's Dr. Kristie Ennis. These 5 exercises today are not only going to get your legs looking better, but feeling better too, all while done safely, effectively, and with any modifications that you might need to keep you moving forward. And if you are looking for some more personalized guidance, check out my membership too. First exercise is a step up. So you might have a 1980s Reebok step, but if you don't, you can take a book or a stair outside, stair in your house, whatever works for you. So you're gonna take one foot, put it right up on that step. As I go to lift my whole body up, I'm gonna really try not to push off this back leg very much. And I'm gonna think as I go to stand, really squeeze into those quad muscles to help straighten out that knee. And then it's very gently with control, step it back down. If you need a little bit of extra help, you can always go ahead and make sure that you're near a wall or something sturdy, right, for balance purposes. Also, if you need it, you can use that back leg a little bit to help you push, right? So if you're like, well, this leg isn't working the way it needs to quite yet, go ahead and add that little push just so that you can still use these muscles, but again, safely and effectively. To make this a little bit harder and to work those glutes more, you're going to take that back leg and step it further back. Hopefully trying to keep this leg relatively parallel. It's okay if it's a little off one way or the other, but I'm shifting my hips back. And now again, without pushing that back leg up, it's that step, there goes my balance. It's that step all the way up. So now we're not just using those quads, but we're using those glutes a little bit more. And of course, even a regular step up, you'll use those glutes some, but this one gets it even more. Next one, working the back of the legs a little bit more and also functional. You're gonna take your feet about hip width to shoulder width apart. I'm going to go ahead and bend my knees a little bit and my hips are gonna press straight back. Keeping my back flat, my knees actually bend a little bit more, but my back stays nice and flat. This motion really is coming from those hips pushing back, and then I'm tucking those hips right underneath me. So you pay attention to your body, right? To make it a little bit easier, it's okay if you start out with just a little bit of motion, right? Just start that motion to get it going. You're still working those muscles. Make it harder, you obviously go down a little bit further, and you can even hold dumbbells in those hands. If these side butt muscles aren't working the way they need to, putting a band above the knees around your legs and pressing out against that band will even activate those a little bit more for you. This next one is quads, glutes, side glutes, lots of leg here. So you're gonna start with your feet relatively close together, come down into a squat, whatever that means for you, right? Making sure you're sitting back a little bit. My body doesn't allow me to go down way far, so you go with what you can do. From here, you're then gonna step one foot out, other foot out, and back in. So again, if you need to start even with those legs straight and just get that out and in movement so you're working those side hips, totally fine. You'll be able to work into getting a little bit more of that squat as you go. Notice too, as I'm stepping out, I'm really not making a huge shift in my hips, right? We're trying to keep everything stable and steady so that you're using all of that core too. If you need to make that a little bit harder, obviously you can go a little bit deeper, but you can go ahead and put a band around the legs as well, and then get that same motion. Okay, we're getting the calf muscles a little bit more with this one, still those side buns and even a stretch in that inner thigh. So I'm gonna take one leg and I'm gonna step it all the way out to the side, and as I do that, I'm gonna sit my butt back. Again, you're going as far down as you can. This is about it for me. My toes are facing straight forward. If they need to turn out a touch, that's okay, but you don't want them like this, okay? From there, you're gonna try to use this leg to press you back up, and then it's gonna cross behind you. All right, so I'm actually stretching out the calf a little here at the same time as I give a little push off. I'm gonna work it too. And as I go to this side, and this is where that inner thigh stretch comes in, and even those inner thighs have to work a little bit to help you get back up into that position. Now remember too, if it's really uncomfortable for you to go down into that position, just start with that, right? That side step, shifting those weights, and then just add that little tap back. See if you can build into coming down a little bit more, as far as you can, keeping those hips back. Last one's lying down, but you don't have to get on the ground. You can do this right in bed, so don't worry if it's uncomfortable to get onto the ground. So feet about hip width apart again. If it feels okay on your body, you're gonna tuck that tailbone under to flatten that back a little bit. If not, leave it where it feels good. Hands are gonna go down by your side. I'm going to peel one vertebrae up at a time. I'm lifting as high as I can without arching in through neck, rib cage, or low back. So, right, it's not pressing all the way up. For me, it's about here. So I'm engaging in through those glutes, in through those hamstrings, and quads are working a little bit too. And then of course it's coming all the way back down. This one is also nice because you get a little bit of hip flexor, so front of that thigh muscle stretching. Now, if you have really tight hips like I sometimes do, and you need to modify this one a little bit, if you put the heels together and turn the soles of the feet out, you're opening up that hip space a little bit, and you're getting some of those side butt muscles a little bit more too, and sometimes that's just a little bit easier to do. If you want it harder, you can go with a single leg bridge. And for that, obviously you'll keep one foot down, and then the other leg comes up in the air, and you're lifting and lowering just with that one leg.